Yeah, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Format Podcast, Saturday Night Live. So apologies. I know that in my spiel, we normally go live at 7 o'clock on Saturday nights, but life gets in the way sometimes. We have some stuff going on, but we're here to kick it with you because that's what we do, and we are going to talk some sports, man. Before we get to that, you know what time it is. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't wait. All right. So we got some pretty interesting topics for you here tonight. As you can see from the thumbnail. Yeah, definitely. We're going to talk some Josh Allen for MVP. We're going to talk the mega trade that took place last night in the NBA. We're going to talk the one and only legendary Shaq Diesel, the big Shaq, the big, one of his many nicknames. I don't even know. He got a ton of nicknames, but we're going to talk about him and his, there you go, and his all-time starting five. And we're going to talk about the legendary Laker, Magic Johnson himself, and his comments on Bronny James. So check this out, G. Remember last week, one of the things we were talking about was you were telling me how the players always know better than people who didn't play, right? But then when you listen to these players, number one, most of the time they spend a lot of time contradicting themselves. Number two, they say some things that just doesn't add up, right? So you hear a lot of times these dudes have these all-time starting fives lists, right? And I'm like, are they just saying their all-time five best players? Are they saying their all-time starting five that they would, put a team together and play with? Like, I'm really never sure, because a lot of these times these guys all-time five doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't line up in terms of a team that would play effectively together. I never understood that, but yeah, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at Shaquille O'Neal's all-time starting five.
I'm curious.
And then correction, his all-time five. That's what I got. And we'll come back and talk about it. So this is his all-time five. Michael Jordan, of course, no question about that. The Mamba. Okay, cool. Got that. Now, we're already starting off weird because I'm like, you basically got two of the same player. Right. Yeah. Dr. J. And okay, I get that, because if you actually, I'll get back to it. Karl Malone at the 4. I think I know why he chose Karl Malone. I'll get to that too. And he chose himself at the 5, which I'm like, okay, interesting, right? So 1.
Who's the point?
Okay, there you go. You have no point going. Theoretically,
Kobe? Maybe
Mike could play it, or Kobe could play it, because if you remember, in 1988, this is a year before Doug Collins got there. Not Doug Collins, Phil Jackson. Doug Collins had Michael Jordan playing the point. He averaged 32, 8, and 8 on the season, and he had 10 triple doubles in the span of 11 games. And I think he led the league in steals. So Mike theoretically could play the point while still scoring, but I would never have Mike and Kobe on the floor at the same time. It just,
ego is way too heavy.
It doesn't work. And I mean, they are, for better or for worse, the same player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously,
Shaq, you never getting the ball.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Shaq, you never getting the ball. You remember when Kobe said, "Hey man, you want the ball? Rebound it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's all the way you get the ball.
Get it off the glass.
Mike ain't dumping it down low. Kobe not dumping it down low.
Correct. Now
you ain't finna pass it. Like, come on,
you have another elite scorer, right? In Dr. J, right? And this is I know why he chose Dr. J, because if you actually listen to Shaq's first album, he talks about how Dr. J was his idol when he was young, right? That was the guy. And Dr. J, oddly enough, he was like, remember how they had Be Like Mike? That was the campaign for Michael Jordan when we were coming up. A lot of those guys, when they were growing up, the guys who are a little older than us, Dr. J was their guy, because Magic Johnson talks about how Dr. J was his guy when he was coming up. And he almost wanted to nickname himself Dr. J, but obviously, couldn't, because he's, Dr. J was already taken, right? So he couldn't do that. I agree. Top 5 players in top 5 lineups is different. Yeah, I think so too, Nino. I'm trying to figure that out. And so then, so he's got Dr. J. Then he's got Karl Malone at the 4, which I think if Karl Malone had won a title or two, we would look at him completely differently. Because what's he, a top 10 rebounder? He's a top 10 scorer, obviously, and he's top 10 in steals. We would look at him very differently if he had a championship or two. But I think the reason he goes Karl Malone instead of Tim Duncan is because Tim Duncan beat his Lakers teams a few times in the playoffs. So he's like, you know what I'm saying? And when
games,
when Karl Malone was beating the Lakers, that was before the Lakers really became the Lake Show. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I don't think he felt that direct rivalry with Karl Malone like that. And obviously, he's got himself as the top center, which is weird because he's on record saying that Dream was better than him. And yeah, so I'm like, okay, but I'm not mad at anyone who puts themselves on that top 5. So I've been talking for a minute. G, your thoughts on this? And specifically, I want to know, you were talking about how the player always knows better. Do you agree with this top 5? Because I think this is an example of a player not knowing better.
I absolutely do agree with his top 5. Well, that all-time 5, right? Like looking at, if you really look at it, right, you get a 4 like, and I'm gonna start with Shaq, right? One of the most dominant forces that play the game of basketball. And then you pair him with Karl Malone on the other side. That's unstoppable in itself right there, right? Dr. J at the 3, yeah, that's debatable, but that's one of his favorite players. But that backcourt is crazy with the Mamba. We in a positionless modern basketball right now, right? And so if that's his 5, they're gonna destroy most players. Most 5s that come against him. Who gonna check Mike? Who gonna check Kobe? The basketball IQ of that 5 right there, man, is probably why he picked it, man. Like you got 2 of the best that ever do it. And sometimes they, Dirk Fisher, Steve Kerr, you know what I'm saying? Like you look at the point guards that they had to play with. I'm not taking from their greatness. What I'm saying is this is an unstoppable 5 right here. This is an unstoppable 5. It ain't the best 5, but it's an unstoppable 5, and you got 2 of the best that ever do it in that backcourt. That's my 5 cents. You can say, oh yeah, well, this person will kill him and that person kill him, but at the same time, like they still got to come in the paint. You got two defenders down there, 2 big bodies. Nobody's stopping that 5, bro. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody's stopping that 5. I like it. I do like it.
Go ahead. Go ahead, G. My bad. I thought you was done.
If you look at what Tim Duncan was able to do with David Robinson, right?
Okay.
With Twin Towers, right now you pair those 2 together. That's a dominant front court right there in itself. That's a dominant front court. Without David Robinson and the Tim Duncan Twin Towers, I mean they had a pretty stacked backcourt as well. But I like it, bro. Like I don't really see no harm in having 2 of the best guards to play the game at your backcourt, and then 2 of your most dominant big men playing the front court. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I like it.
All right. I mean, I feel where G's coming from. The funny thing about it, I mean, we're just not used to ever seeing anybody in their right mind put Kobe and Jordan on the same team, because like we know what type of players those 2 are. And the question is like, who's going to take that more backseat role? You know what I mean? When it comes to, bringing the ball up the court, who's dribbling the air out of the ball? Like who's the one making the decisions at the top of the key? So the question for me is it like for this all-time 5, is that like a starting lineup for him, or is this like his 5 favorite players? I'm trying to understand like where like, do we know where he was going with this 5 right here?
I looked at it like, let's say for instance, in a perfect world, he was playing 5-on-5, right?
Yeah.
And he got the pick. And he said, oh, Mike and Kobe is available. I'm picking both of them. Who wouldn't pick both of them if they were available? Especially when you look at like the way the game's being played now, where there's really no position players. I mean, yeah, they're gonna shoot threes, but you still got play these 2 big motherfuckers on the other end, right?
Yeah.
And as you know, as time go on, you ain't gonna be able to shoot that 3. Well, Kevin Durant gonna stop Karl Malone. Is Karl Malone gonna stop Kevin Durant? Like it's those factors in it. Like I don't look at it from like a position standpoint. I look at it like he picked the best 5 players in his eyes, which is, that's his views.
True.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. He
Played
picked himself. He's definitely one of the more dominant big men, the top 5 dominant big men that play the game.
I think he's the dominant.
Yeah, I mean,
like when it comes to domination, like I mean, you just can't go far from Shaq. Shaq was like a mover, body mover. Like,
I guess an even better question would be, why did he leave Magic, Zeke, all these other point guards out of this? Because he know, like, when it comes to like basketball IQ, these guys, like the tenacity,
are the pinnacle.
Yes,
yeah.
There's franchise built around these guys, man, and so, I like it, man. I like it. He's shaking things up a little bit.
Oh no, he did. I mean,
the last show we did a top 5 was Trae Young, right? And so the question is, when we did Trae Young's top 5, like this top 5 would probably trash Trae Young's top 5.
Oh, without a doubt, because Trae Young was on that top 5. Trae Young was on that roster. They gonna kill that kid. He gonna kill that kid, man.
This top 5 is his all-time starting 5. I just looked it up.
It's a starting 5. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's different. It's different, man. It's very different.
Nah, man. This
doing it without a point guard, it's just
exactly
like with 2 of the most dominant shooting guards we've ever seen.
I'm gonna give you the unbeatable starting 5. I'm gonna give it to you right here.
Oh, unbeatable.
Magic.
Okay.
Mike.
Okay.
Obviously, everybody healthy and in their prime. Magic, Mike, Bird, Timmy, Dream. Can't lose. Right there. You will not lose.
Dream?
Yeah. You won't lose that game. You won't.
Magic, Mike, Bird, Timmy, Dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't lose. There's no weakness there. You have rebounding, you have passing, you have IQ, you have defense, you have shooting, you have rebounding, you have shot blocking, you have post scoring. You cannot lose.
You got a hella shooting because all them kids can shoot.
Can't
Timmy,
lose.
Bird.
Trying to tell you.
Sheesh.
The only one who's like not really a shooter is Magic. But he don't have to because you know what I'm saying? He throwing them no looks. He coming down. You know what I'm saying? He throw a 3/4 court, bounce passes, no looks in the paint, through the opponent's legs, all that. I'm not losing that. And again, no rebounds, no rings.
So in this case, if you put that against Shaq's 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Kobe would be the one guarding Magic. You would want to put Jordan on Jordan.
Yeah.
Right? Then you'll have Julius Erving guarding Larry Bird.
Right.
Karl Malone guarding Tim Duncan.
A prime healthy Dr. J and a prime healthy Bird. That's a beautiful matchup.
Yeah.
Then Dr. J piece Bird up.
Like, oh yeah, ping.
So hold on.
He was in the headlock too.
No. This is funny. I was actually talking to my other homeboy about this earlier today.
Hey,
you know what happened, right?
Mississippi.
Real talk. Did you ever like look into why that actually happened? Bird was cooking Dr. J so bad, and he was counting the score every time he scored. And I think when that happened, it was 44-6 Bird to Dr. J through 3 quarters, and he kept talking to him, and he was counting every bucket. And Dr. J lost it because he was getting done
count
up
these hands now. Count these hands. I'm talking, boy, that man was cocking back from the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Just piecing Bird, bro.
Uh-huh.
Yee.
Yeah. But Nino, how would Magic, Ray Allen, Bird, Bron, and Hakeem do? That's pretty good, but there's no way I'm ever having a 2-guard on my team that's not Michael Jordan. Like
or Kobe.
Or Kobe,
Kobe
correct.
or yeah.
And there's also no way it's going to be LeBron. See, this is where you mess up, Nino. LeBron cannot play with Magic because LeBron has to have the ball. If he doesn't have the ball, he doesn't know what to do, and he can't do anything. His skill set's not there. I don't know why people try to put LeBron and Magic on the same team. They can't play together because
it doesn't make sense. No.
Yeah, he has to have the ball.
If you look at every dominant LeBron James team, LeBron James is holding the ball the entire time.
Yeah, he's got to have the ball.
The play literally runs through him.
Yeah, he's got to have it.
You know what I mean? Like now, and if you look at, because they're gonna be like, oh man, with Kyrie Irving, but look at how he plays with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Kyrie played.
Bron goes to a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Bron goes to the corner. If Kyrie's bringing the ball up and Bron waves it off like, oh no, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Bron literally goes to a corner. It's not like he
just stands there, right? He doesn't.
But granted, Bron he's coordinating movement around, but he's not doing that.
Where's his movement though?
Yeah, his movement's not there. He's telling you, come over here. Hey, no, you go over there. All right, I'm gonna stand here like I'm gonna set a screen, but you come over here. Okay, Kyrie shot it anyway. All right, cool. We back the other way on defense. But but yeah, man. Nah, Magic and Bron wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it can't work.
Make sense. No.
Nino says you can't pick Jordan to play against Jordan. Yeah, I know you technically can't pick Jordan, but I'm just saying that would be my 5. So I get what you're saying though. And my 5 has to have Jordan. So I get what you're saying though, Nino.
I think any way you slice it, if you play for a game of 16, right? Like most people play the 16. Game of 16, it's gonna be hard to beat that 5 that Shaq put it. Because you telling me that all ones, game of 16, all ones, that Kobe couldn't give you 8 buckets, Mike couldn't give you 8 buckets, right? And
they go to game right there.
Right. If they miss, you're telling me that Karl Malone couldn't get a rebound and Shaq couldn't get a rebound.
You're telling me Dream can't get a rebound and Tim Duncan can't get a rebound?
I'm saying it's a different game. I think one elbow from Karl Malone would probably put Mr. Tim on his back, right? Like these 2 physical players that played in the league where they was putting hands on you. I don't think either one of them will be able to stop Shaq. Like, but at the end of the game, it's gonna be 16-0 because Mike and Kobe can't nobody stop them, bro. Like
stop them too, man.
Not stopping them, bro. We can look at like the interior guys that's gonna grab rebounds and block shots, but at the end of the day, like it's alley oops and it's freaking poster. What are you talking about? 2 of the best to ever post. I
see where he going.
You know what I'm saying? Like these guys.
I like it.
I like that 5. I mean, I think it's a cheat code, honestly. I mean, I know on paper the team is done all these things, man, but
it's not even on paper.
If you want to go to a park, you put this in a park, it's a wrap.
We watched Dream work Shaq out. We watched Dream work
young Shaq though, bro. I don't think that was prime.
But that Shaq was dominant though. Shaq walked in the league getting 24, 14, and 4.
But we said prime though.
No, I get what you're saying, but prime Dream, there's no. Listen, I'm going to say something that somebody may not agree with. There is nobody who ever played at the center position that could defend Dream at his best. Nobody.
But I think we can say the same for Shaq.
We definitely can say the same.
We're talking 290 Shaq, not the 240 Shaq that Hakeem beat.
We're not saying from a skill. We're not saying from a skill perspective, bro. Of course, yeah, his footwork was probably the best footwork from a big man we ever seen. We talking about total dominance, breaking backboards,
moving.
Like he kicked David Robinson under the hydros in a playoff game for no reason at all, bro. Like he didn't have to drop kick him in his chest. He did it anyway. Like
I get it, but we also watched Dream completely annihilate, dismantle, and decimate D-Rob for 6 games straight in a way that we have never seen a player that caliber get decimated for an entire playoff series. Not one play, not one game, for an entire series. Listen, I'm not trying to take nothing from Shaq. I'm saying that when Dream was at his absolute peak, I don't think there's anybody who could deal with him. That's me, though. That's me.
I think 2 things can't be true on that.
I'll take my 5 against anybody.
Yeah. But I like it. Like what G's perspective is, if you want to talk about like a set of like an NBA game or something like that, all right, you're technically looking for like a point guard, right? If you want to talk about 5 bros on 5 bros,
but I don't.
Shaq, I mean, Kobe and Jordan at your 1 and 2 is a problem.
I don't know how Kobe and Jordan play together. Like,
to your point of like, how does these NBA players have more insight than the commentators, right? Like, I'm sure there was times where this 5 was on the floor playing against other 5s, and it was a different game. I'm absolutely positively sure that this happened. Maybe later on in all their lives, when some of them might have been retired and it's just a pickup game. But I'm sure, like, bring the best 5. They always hooping on. So I'm almost certain that this 5 had an opportunity at least once to play on each other's team. Like we can't live a life and say that Kobe and Mike never played on the same team, bro. Like, I'm sure they love to play against each other, but at the same time, it was like, oh, all right, yeah, we just gonna demolish anybody that come in front of us. I'm sure of it. Like,
I don't know.
But I mean, like, if you look at
it doesn't seem like they would work together. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure they could because they were that great. They could make it work. It just doesn't seem like it's a good fit.
I think the only reason why we haven't, that's too much money on one basketball court, bro. That's why we haven't seen it. Yeah, that's why we haven't seen it in the NBA. But I mean, on some pickup
also
shit,
too much ego.
Yeah, well, no, I think they can play against each other, yo. Like, I think they can play on the same team and make it work, yo. I'm almost certain. They can.
Yeah, but my worry is when the rubber meets the road,
who
gets the ball? Like
that's
gonna be the curious part. Like Kobe looking at Jordan, like ball. Me and myself.
You remember when they used to have? I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember when they used to do tryouts for the USA Dream Team back before they destroyed it? I'm certain that they had pickup games where it was like, all right, the best 10 players, you know what I mean? Y'all, the best 10 athletes or best 10 basketball players show up, and then we're gonna work out. Like, we heard small remnants of it, like back in the day through Magic Johnson, but I mean, you really look at it, like, I don't think is no five is impossible, you know, to play against each other. I know we want to be like, oh yeah, their egos wouldn't get, but for one game, bro, like, I'm sure that these two guys, they too much alike.
Figure it out. Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, you didn't give your 5. Nino said, who's your 5, Transformer?
I didn't know I was supposed to be giving my 5.
Yeah, go ahead, I mean, we started talking about it. I gave mine. You know, G agrees with Shaq. What's yours?
I mean, you put me on the spot, man. I'll tell you what, Kobe at my 2 for sure. Magic 1.
Okay.
Magic 1, Kobe 2. My 3, I would probably give you KD. My 4, it'll be between Timmy or KG, and my 5 will be Shaq. That's off the top of my dome right there for you, Dino. That's
not bad.
That's off the strip.
That's a good 5 too. That's a very good 5. I'm not mad at that. I like it.
Because I mean, KD, he doesn't need the ball. You know, he can fit in anywhere. Magic is one hell of a facilitator. I got a killer in Kobe. I got an angry, just psycho killer in KG and or Timmy. Timmy is a beast. Yeah. And to me, like Shaq, like Gino was saying, like one of the most dominating players in basketball. I mean, granted, we keep talking about how Hakeem cooked Shaq, but put Shaq in the woodshed. That was baby Shaq. Like, I would love to see him against 2001 Shaq. Like, that Shaq was the pinnacle of Shaq's success. Like, moving cats. Like, okay, cool. Big caboose, boom, 1 or 2 dribbles, turn around, drop step, himity. You know, so
I'm not mad. I'm just saying that, man, 95 Dream with about 14 different up and under step throughs, fakes, and
absolutely
and moves. Man, listen.
Absolutely.
So, you know,
absolutely.
My problem with KD though, he provides your shooting, your floor stretching. My only issue with him is he gets in a spot where somebody takes him into the post, backs him down.
Yeah, I heard people talking about
I guess that's where you switch and KG takes that defense there.
Yeah,
so.
But you ain't finna post KD at no 3.
Why not?
With KG and Shaq down there. That's an easy
no,
switch
but like mid post, high post, why not?
I mean, it doesn't still bother you with his length, though. He's 7 foot.
I don't know.
7 foot. I don't necessarily need him to stop you. If it becomes to a switch situation, man, just hey, KG, come on now, go back your boy up.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, once it gets within 15 feet, now you enter the domain of KG and Shaq. If KD can guard you from 15 feet out, he can guard anybody from 15 feet out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. I mean, not mad. Daryl Ferguson, what's good, man? I don't think you've been here before. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that share button too if you're enjoying the content, man. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you being here.
You need to add Kevin Garnett to that. Yeah, that's why I said KG first.
Yeah, that's
Timmy
why
was
KG.
A thought,
exactly.
But I was like, I like KG. The toughness, defense,
I'm not mad at that.
Tenacity. Yeah, him and Kobe on the same team. That's just some psycho crap right there, boy.
But you know what's funny about that though, right? Timmy was an elite defender too, and he was a psycho, but he was the different psycho. He was, right, the quiet psycho that had people cut up in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You'll never know. It's like, I had no idea Tim was a crazy guy. You know what I'm saying? Like the neighbor, like, I had no idea.
Man, you know who talked trash? Man, that boy Tim Duncan. It just be subtle, just low trash.
Yeah. KG talks about it. Gotcha.
Thought you had
right. Nice try. Maybe next time.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Right. He's like, man, I used to try to get him. I used to curse him out. And he never reacted. Gotcha. Nice try.
Try again.
Can you imagine that?
Maybe next time. Like, what? Bro, leave me alone. Hey, stop talking.
That's gotta. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I like it, tough. Man.
But let's go ahead and open up these phone lines. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. I put it in the chat. It's scrolling on the bottom. Why don't you give us a call? Tell us what you think about Shaq's all-time starting five. Give us your starting five if you disagree. Tell us what you think about our all-time starting five. And also, do you think that players always know better than people who didn't play? Because I am in firm disagreement with that statement. It's a lot of dumb players out there. Just because they played doesn't mean they always know better.
Well, what was that last one?
No, I was saying I'm in firm disagreement that players always know better, because there's a lot of players who are not that smart, and just because they played doesn't necessarily, like, they may just be extremely physically gifted. That doesn't mean that they know better. You know what I'm saying?
I'm tracking what you're saying. Yep. I agree with that. I don't think you have to play.
There's a lot of people
because I could study the game.
Exactly.
I can study the game from a sideline.
No doubt. All right, we got my man Nino. Nino, what's good, man?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, brother?
I think every last one of our top five beat Shaq. For the very reason, this goes back to the team aspect. Okay, I look at it like Wade and Bron. When I told y'all I didn't like Bron going to Miami for basketball reasons.
Okay.
I think having Kobe, what we know about Kobe and what we know about MJ, I don't like that dynamic on the same team.
I agree.
One of them, you can put KD in that place, and we done seen KD take the back door, the back seat. I can't see Kobe taking no back seat to nobody.
Correct. You're right. You're right.
And MJ just a man. I mean, now if you playing a scrub team, that's why I didn't want to put MJ. Of course, some people from stretch. Of course, some people MJ in mine, but I tried to go without MJ to match against the team that he had. I see you couldn't do that. I see you couldn't put Bron in there. But we ain't gonna start it. But Transformer I might give Transformer the edge because of spacing. I know you don't really care about spacing too much, Bruce. But if Transformer team get going, he got Kobe. That's a 1-on-1 right there. Once you get the crash in the paint with Kobe, I mean, first we're gonna throw it to Shaq because I'm coaching. We're going to Shaq first, Kobe. I gotta please, Kobe, throw it in the Shaq.
Well, that's why Magic got the ball.
People down there. Yeah, okay, we got Magic. Let Magic coach it.
That's why Magic got
the
ball.
We put Kobe in there 1-on-1. Once you crash in and stop that, we throw it out to KD. We Transformer might be a party on this. I think our teams, the ones we pick, me, you, and Shaq, it'll be like Nick. That's why I put Ray Allen.
I'm not mad at that, by the way.
And I got another theory. I'm gonna throw that. I'm gonna throw that in the leg. Yeah, Jesus Shuttlesworth, which I think I don't think he get a first shake on the best shooter, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Man. I want to know y'all.
He's up there, man. He's up there. I'm not mad at you. If you, I'm not mad. He's up there, definitely.
I'll take Reggie over Ray Allen any day.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh, yeah.
No. Reggie was great, but the difference is Reggie can't shoot off the dribble like Ray Allen can. Ray Allen can get his own shot better than Reggie can. So that's the thing. I think that's the difference.
Is when I go back to like why I don't like the era comparison too much. Because I'm like, what if Ray Allen had that super green light? Like, okay, you just take 50 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Could he have been? He could have did the same thing Kerry did, in my opinion, but I can't say that because he wasn't allowed. So that's my thing.
So remember this: when Ray Allen was in Seattle, he was killing. He was that dude. I mean, out west it was Kobe, and then it was Ray Allen. Like, and him and Kobe used to go at it. Transformer, tell you.
Oh
so, yeah. Ray Allen was that guy when he was in Seattle. Nick's 100 a game was good, bro. You new to the show, appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that share button. Make sure you turn on the notification so you know when we drop content. But yeah, Nino, I'm not mad at you having Ray Allen at all if you're kind of thinking outside the box and not taking Kobe and not taking MJ. Nah, Ray Allen, that's solid.
But I think Transformer might get us. That's that on that. The last question, I believe that the players know more about playing or the knowledge of it's gonna be some stuff that they know about playing that we don't know. But as far as just knowledge of basketball, I would disagree with that. I would agree more with you because we see it for GM. We see it every time. We see it all the time with coaches and GMs. Like Mike said, he couldn't coach because he'll be like, "Hey, why? How you missed that?"
right.
You know, like anybody could do that. So I think that it's a different aspect of knowledge of players that don't play like coaching and GMs. They probably better if they didn't, because they looking at it from a different, like a whole. They looking at the good role players. They looking at overall game of basketball. When I say the great player, they just great. You know, they've been great so long. They just great. Yeah, but that's all I got on that, man. I forgot you had one more question, but they were the main two I want to say. I think Transformer got it. But that's all I got.
All right, good stuff, Nino, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for the call as always, man.
Appreciate it, Nino.
Oh yeah.
All right, brother. Yeah. So, yeah, this was just interesting, man. When I heard this, I was like, man, we gotta talk about this and share it with the people. I thought it was cool. Definitely disagree.
I didn't even know about it until you. Like, this is my first time hearing about it.
Yeah, it came across my timeline, man. I get all these stuff coming across my timeline. But yeah, it came across and I saw that. I said, man, this is a decent topic. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, you know. But yeah.
By the way, Georgia scored and got a 2-point conversion. Scores 30-15, so it ain't over. But
all right, they're trying to make it respectable.
It's respectable. Yeah, it's respectable. Yeah. Lot of ball game left. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. So
you're right.
That's 2 scores. That's only 2 scores.
2-score game. Yeah.
That's better than 4.
Yeah, it looked like Kalen the boy. Man, listen, Big Mo is a real thing. He better not let the boy get rolling. Not let him get rolling. What do we got here? Nick's 100 a game. My man. Absolutely. All day, every day. Facts. My favorite player of all time, Hakeem the Dream. Man.
How old are you, Nick's 100 a game? Watch you say like 55 or 60.
I know, right? Yeah, Nick's 100 a game. How old are you, man? We just out of curiosity. When we hear references to certain players, it kind of gives us an idea about their what generation they fall into. Yeah, age bracket. Thank you. Man, that's not what you trying to say, man. He said
no, it was the fact that I watched a lot of people, so he up there.
Let's just say that. Man, we all watched a lot of ball, man.
Hey, man, salute Nick's 100 a game, bro. Salute.
Yeah. No doubt. All right, let's move on to this final topic, and then we get out of here. This is a much shorter show than the 4-hour marathon last time.
Boy, anything compared to last show is going to be short.
Facts.